Yes, a very good day to you and welcome to yet another exciting edition of the program Agric Today. Agric Today is a program where we bring you the latest when it comes to the world of agric. When I say latest, I mean by crop production, I mean the mechanization and talk anything new when it comes to the world of agric.
It is my honor to welcome you all to this important public hearing organized by the House Committee on Agricultural Production and Services. Today's engagement demonstrates our collective commitment to repositioning Nigerian agricultural sector through effective legislation and stakeholders' collaboration under the leadership of our able Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. This 10th House has continued to prioritize agricultural and a vital tool for national development, job creation, and food security. This public hearing of today focused on three critical bills before the House. One, a bill for an act to amend the National Agricultural Development Fund Establishment Act 2025 HB 2036, aimed at strengthening the fund to ensure transparency, accountability, and efficient financing of key agricultural activities. Number two, a bill for an act to establish National Farm Settlement Agency, HB 1347, which seeks to revive and modernize farm settlement, turning them into the hubs for agro-industrial development, youth empowerment, and rural transformation. Number three, a bill for an act to establish the National Rice Production Processing and Research Institute, Argungu, Kebbi State, HB 432, to provide a strong legal and institutional framework for rice research, innovation, and production, thereby advancing Nigerian self-sufficiency in rice and boosting export. Distinguished guests, agriculture remains the backbone of our economy and the most reliable path to inclusive growth and poverty reduction. However, achieving food security and competitiveness requires sound policies supported by effective legislation. This public hearing offers all stakeholders, policy makers, farmers, researchers, investors, and development partners an opportunity to share a valuable perspectives. Your insight today will help us reaffirm this bill to ensure they are practically forward-looking and beneficial to all segments of the agricultural sector. As a committee, we are committed to ensuring that every law passed by this House strengthens productivity, enhance innovation, and provide real value to Nigerian farmers. We will continue to collaborate with the executive relevant agencies and the private sector to make agriculture a business that drives national prosperity.
As reps call for implementation of agricultural policies, legislations to make Nigeria a food-secure nation, the Minister of State for Agriculture, Senator Ali Abdullahi has stated that Nigeria must sustain steady funding towards increased rice yield, others to close existing gaps. He stated this in his presentation at a public hearing on 3 bills held by the House of Representatives Committee on Agricultural Production and Services on Monday. The bills were a bill for an act to amend the National Agricultural Development Fund Establishment Act 2025 HB 2036, a crucial step to fortify our financial commitment to agriculture, a bill for an act to establish the National Farm Settlements Agency to promote agricultural development, ensure food security, and foster economic growth HB 1347, an initiative to promote development, secure our food security, and foster economic growth, and a bill for an act to provide a legal framework for the establishment of the National Rice Production, Processing and Research Institute, Kebbi State, HB 423, a dedicated effort to achieve self-sufficiency in our staple food. The minister noted that Nigeria's yield gap is one of the major problems as it tries to ensure food security in the country.
With respect to the bill for an act to amend the National Agricultural Development Fund Establishment Act, this is a bill in which we have had some discussions even before now. And as such, since at this side we have actually been having conversations on it, I would say fundamentally the bulk of the issues being raised are in alignment with what we have discussed. In particular, trying to bring in those programs and projects that we know federal government is making investment on and for which we want it to be aligned to the National Agricultural Development Fund and its own intention. However, maybe there are one or two other issues that borders on administration, which I think we also have to sit down and look at the general administrative principle before we can say whether it's in line or not. But in terms of the fundamental principle, I think we are very much in alignment. Now, let me quickly move to the other aspects. The Farm Settlement Bill or Agency Bill, for us, at the outside, I would say is a good idea. But when we also look at the presence of the National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA, we tend to say this might be a duplication of the function of NALDA. So we don't know how that will go, but I'm sure when we take a look at the critical details, it will be clear. But we know the National Agricultural Development Agency is there, and their own mandate is actually to open up lands. And in farm settlements, you are opening up lands and making people to take possession. And that is exactly what also NALDA is currently doing. And as I speak to you, they are already having current farm settlement program in 2 or 3 locations. I'm sure they will be able to also make some very solid, presentations on that. But these are, initial take, like we said. It's not a bad idea, but I think we need to also look at existing framework and ensure that we are not duplicating. We are not duplicating other functions. Given the fact that we also had considered the Orosanye report, which sought to align and, reform some agencies, I think we also need to take a critical look at how some of these things can play out. If you look at the aspect of farm settlements, in some places, yes, they are necessary. In some other places, what you need is even a much more robust clustering program than just the farm settlement. So I think we need to take a look at that. Then for the bill on the establishment of the National Rice Production Processing Institute, yes, rice is a very critical and important commodity. But like you very well know, the National Cereals Research Institute, NCRI Badegi, is actually having the major mandate they have is actually rice production. And they have done quite a number of work. They've released so many varieties. The farrow varieties you talk about are all products of the institute. So we don't know if actually going to a full-blown institute in the location you are talking about is the way to go, or to upgrade the substation that is there into a standard substation that will still be able to do what we are asking it to do without duplicating. Because the idea of the National Cereals Research Institute is the fact that cereals are crops that falls into a particular classification in terms of the scientific classification of plants. And here they are looking at rice as a major one, soybean, sugarcane, sesame seed, and acha. These are their, on all of them are cereals. So, and I think the idea behind having them like that is to ensure that we are able to focus on cereals. And I don't mind if, for example, rather than go a full-blown research institute, if we could upgrade the substation located in Argungu to ensure that they are able to still cover the trials and all the other research things and the processing. Mark you also, NCRI has the national mandate for the total farming system of the North Central. And if you look at the states in the North Central, they are also a very major rice producing state. None of the North Central state is not producing rice. So I think the more the merrier, yes, but in making the more the merrier, let us not make it messy also. We need to ensure that we have that alignment. I agree that yes, rice is very important. It's one of our major, import-based crop, and our self-sufficiency is not yet there, but we have the potential to be there. And I think the major aspect that we need is to even strengthen the existing framework, because for every research we do, we have what we call the farming system component. IR&T Ibadan is having the farming system mandate for the Southwest. The North Central, like I said, while NCR Badegi is the national mandate, institute for rice, for example, they are also the farming system mandate holder for the North Central. IAR Zaria is the mandate holder for the farming system in the Northwest. And then Lake Chad Research Institute is the farming system mandate holder for the Northeast. And in the Southeast, it is NCR root crop, Umudiki. Then for the South-South, you have the National Oil Palm Research Institute. They are the ones having the total farming system. What it means here is that if farmers are interested in commodities that is not within the mandate of that institution, those institutes have also the mandate to ensure farmers are able to understand the various technologies, the agronomic practices, and what they need to do to produce those commodities in their own agroecology. So our own system is a very good network. But let me say this, honorable colleagues. Honestly, what our research institutes need is funding. Our yield gap is the major problems we are having. For example, the rice we are talking about. The average yield is usually put at about 5 for those who are doing very well. Hardly will you get people making 6. But the average is between 4.5 to 5. And those who are doing very well may get up to 6. But if you take countries that are producing rice at a very good level, the yield potential is 9 to 12 tons. Now, if we can concentrate on funding the processes for yield increase, if we are able to double and our farmers are able to get up to 7 to 8, I bet you the current 22 million metric tons demand in our country for rice, of which we are doing 20 and having 2 million as deficit, we will be able to cover it without any difficulty. So I think I want us to use this opportunity, Mr. Chairman and honorable members, to take a look at the strategy that will enable us to achieve the same thing we want to achieve. Is it by opening up more centers? Because I'm sorry to say, we have turned our institutes into employment centers. I've served in that system for 20 years before coming onto this side of the National Assembly. And my own point is that I would like honorable members to take a greater look at how we can strengthen the current system we have and make them to give us the maximum productivity they can give. That way our farmers will be able to produce more. If you take a look at cassava, sorry to digress on this. If you take a look at cassava, Nigeria is the world producer of cassava for the past 30 years. and it's simply put at what? What's the average yield of cassava? It's just about 11 tons. That is even those ones that are doing high. Now, what is possible in the research system is 49 tons per hectare. So if you can even double that, it means if farmers can produce 22 tons per hectare, the current 60 million metric tons we are producing as a nation that made us number one, we can go to 120. If they triple it, we can go to 180. And that is a massive injection into our economy. So I think I would like to plead with this honorable House that while I agree with the fundamental principles of what the bill seeks to achieve, I want us to look inwards and see how we can strengthen the current system to deliver on the current mandates that they have.
In view of the all foregoing, the Council wishes to point the attention of this honorable committee to Part 2, Section 6, or Sections of C, which indicate that the agency is to conduct research, studies, and educate the citizens on how to exploit agricultural possibilities in their regions. The Council suggests that this function E should be adjusted to read, collaborate with the appropriate mandate Agricultural Research Institute to disseminate research technologies and educate. The function on educating the citizens on how to exploit agricultural possibilities in their region could be a stand-one function, and care should be taken in not confusing it with the power to establish colleges of agriculture. An act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap A1 to A12, Law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 204, to make provision for the establishment of National Rice Production, Processing and Research Institute, Argungu, Kebbi State, and for related matters, HB 423. The Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria was established by the Act Cap A12, Laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004 as amended. The law saddled ARSN with the responsibility of managing, supervision, and research, training, and extension activities of research institutes and colleges of agriculture under the Act, and advise the federal government on the reorganization of existing institutes, including the creation of new ones are required to implement or further the efficiency of research training and extension in the agricultural sciences. The following represent the position of the ARCN, Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria, on the proposed institution. B3, an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap A12, Laws of Federal Republic of Nigeria 2004, to make provision for the establishment of the National Rice Production, Processing, and Research Institute at Argungu, KB State, and for related matters, HB 423. RSN view this bill as a duplication of the functions of National Research Institute, Badeji, which has a national mandate to research into genetic improvements and all aspects of production and processing of rice in Nigeria. This year, NCRA released some rice varieties, one of which is Biofortify, to address the challenges of hiding hunger and malnutrition among children in Nigeria. Although the head office of the National Research Institute is in Badeji, Niger State, the institute has a vibrant research station in Benin KB State, to cater for the research needs of the rice production system in KB State and its environs. Mr. Chairman, this is to take into account the comparative and competitive advantages of KB in rice production. Accordingly, Mr. Chairman, through the work of the NCRI research stations located in KB, significant contribution has been made to the agricultural production landscape and rice productivity improvement as a result of this distribution of improved varieties of rice released by the Institute. The Council wishes to express its full commitment to always support agricultural production activities across the countries and ensure that all stakeholders are adequately reached. The Council wishes to emphasize the need to continue to strengthen the NCRI and its research stations, including the one in KB, instead of duplicating efforts. The Council also acknowledged the commitment and collaboration of KB State government with the research stations in KB, according to the Council, which requires that the bill be stepped down.
Yes, I hope this episode has been very entertaining, and when I mean entertaining, it's been educative and entertaining at the same time, because yes, I really do learn a lot from this episode. Don't forget to like our YouTube, and of course send us your messages if you have your reservations, you have your contributions, or you have something very interesting as regards the program that you want us to come and cover. I remain your host, Amin Khadija Oluwatoyin. Next week promises to be another exciting one. Catch ya.